I've been alone for too long. I thought this was way too much pain to hold on to. At this point, it needs a bigger body than mine. This pain has outgrown me. I'm looking into every great tragedy. I realize I've just been waiting for myself to come back. I'm hoping to get a second chance, easy to marinate in that desire, dripped in the golden light. I drive away from the sun, wandering on my own. I'm in constant mourning of myself. I miss who I once was. I miss who I left behind before I was ready to. Looking into every great tragedy. This was growth when I wasn't ready. Blooming before I felt right. It was so painful to accept. Learning that mourning was a process that couldn't be completed. It's just a state of being you have to live in.
Change when I wasn't ready.
Growth before it felt right. This was the overglorification of change, renewal, rebirth. Ask. Is this even something I can heal from? Wounds don't ever fully close. Ask me how I know. Watch how easily blood can pour right out of me. Way too seamlessly, skin peeling, and it's sick. We grow to love that feeling. Blooming when I wasn't ready. Healing before it felt right. This was less about becoming stronger and more about accepting you've been forcefully corrupted, changed, and washed anew. Scrubbing the dead skin off the person I used to be. I'm always by myself, anxiously. Keep questioning my legitimacy, a fallen legacy. The artist who doesn't sell. Besides myself, nothing is explicit. Did nothing but become undone. I'm like the flower that's always wilted.
The song that's always faltered. The discovered guilt is the fastest killer.
In the act of a self-proclaimed sinner, I thought there must be self-ignorance in the act of self-love.
Ignorance in the
act of love. Ignorance in the act of self. Ignorance and nothing else. I didn't know how to pull myself together and out of this darkness, besides the separation of self. Whoever that version of me is, the one I slip into during the day, I can only hope to keep surviving her iterations of life. The one I slip into during the night, I can only hope to keep surviving their iterations of life. And I'm sorry to myself, because I didn't mean to stay this way for so long. The rat race stay in place, home to an abandoned trace of livelihood, and sorrow cakes the floors with a happy face. Heart-wrenching suicide. The more I work, the less I die. Caved away in a forward place that tries to take my breath away.
Losing my ability to make the art I want to see, to be the one I want to be. I gave it up. Passivity. Intercepted breakthrough. The case of the worldviews. The birthday blues turned 22 and never knew.
That heart pang suicide. The more I work, the less I die. Home to an abandoned dream for a livelihood of settling. Poisoning my seedlings to work for my basic needs. Hoping that eventually the desperation gets to me.
The grind culture suicide, hustle culture brain rot, the same stop, the rat race, know your place, stuck in my social class,
fancy crash, burn out, suicide. The more I work, I try to not feel confined by every aspect of myself I couldn't control. Curving at 60 miles an hour. But these habits are more generational than I thought.
Roll my eyes, I'm driving away from the sun by myself.
How can I separate, sever, pull apart my family that has never stopped hurting to be around?
All these ghosts. Who do I need repentance from? I try to not feel confined by every aspect of myself I couldn't control.
Will I be fine by myself? Can I even stand on my own?
These habits are more generational than I thought.
If I could just survive this version of me, I can do better the next night or the next night or the next one. But again, if I survive this version of me,
I have to live with this mentality being real and familiar and easier to slip into. This pain is remembered and ingrained.
It's like asking a river to flow into another crevice that has yet to be carved.
So how can I not spill over?
I'm holding on to myself like I've always been. Alone, anxiously waiting for that better me to come pick me up now. Growth when I wasn't ready. This was change in a bad way, but the creative parts I found in college have simply stopped. It's like I don't have any energy to do art. So the thing is, I'm not creating a better life for myself. I'm not even doing anything to really change it because all I can do is just work every day. But within that time period of I'm just working to save up, I put myself on the back burner. See, I don't know if I'm being too hard on myself or if I'm just too weak. It's always been like this. It's always been like this. Like, I've just never grown out of this. Everything is like swimming against the waves. Can I keep doing that?
I mourned you, 16-year-old me, but I know that you mourned you. You mourned childhood, you mourned infancy, you mourned birth. And I laid you down gently somewhere along the way.
This is a temporary time. Like, this isn't forever. And I know that has to be true. But how long is temporary? Okay, like, you've done your time. Like, here's happiness. Like, here's that life you've always wanted. And it's like I'm trying so hard to build it, but it's so difficult in this society and in this world to just like make your own space. And I need money for everything. So in connection to money, it's about jobs. And I mean, like, anyone would tell you, like, it's difficult to enter this industry. And it's like, that is very cool, very great. When is it? When can I slither my way in? Like, how can I do that? Like, I don't really have any type of networking skills. I don't really have opportunities to network. Every like internship is either unpaid and or for students only. So it's like, it's almost like I had this 2-year period to get an internship and I missed it. And it's like, okay, what am I supposed to do about that? Like, I can't gain those years back. And it's fucked up because the pandemic started in my junior year. So of course it's like, was I supposed to be on my grind during a literal global pandemic? You know, I went to school and I studied all these things and it felt very nice and it felt very like eye-opening, mind-opening. It gave me new world views. You know, it expanded me. But it's like, you know, you get to a certain point where you're an adult and you're working and it's not even like, it's not even in that. Like, what did I do all that for? Like, what was the point of that? You know? And you never want to feel like that over something that made you genuinely happy. But it's like, I'm nowhere near that anymore. You know? Like, I wrote a thesis. It's so bright. I wrote a thesis on, like, the simulacrum of the female body in social media. And what of it? Like, it doesn't even fucking matter at this point. And it's like, why did I even do it then? Also, there's like a no mask mandate at my job. So it's like, this is fucking gross. Oh, God. Yeah. Guilt is the fastest killer, but I'm more than a self-proclaimed sinner, more than a bad writer, more than the hobby artist, more than just a laborer, more than just a daughter, more than these titles, more than first generation, more than a city, more than this life, more than this pain, trauma, and mourning, more than these flowers, more than these grand thoughts. This is a reminder to return to this truth when you feel it slipping away. This is a reminder to present me, to the me that has things I want to do but don't have the energy for, the things I am doing despite that. It's more than enough, I promise, to just live every day, breathe, and continue shaping the life you want as slowly as you need to.